Hi, I'm Mike, owner of the In-Groove in Phoenix, Arizona. Today I'm doing the new arrival video for August 20th, 2021. So a couple of pre-orders got announced this past week I'll tell you guys about. Ringo Starr has another EP coming out November 19th called Change the World. That is on the website under the pre-order tab. This is actually quite good. Robert Plant and Alison Krauss is doing another album together. Raise the Roof. There is an indie exclusive version that I have on the website that comes with an alternate cover. That comes out November 19th as well. So, I got a lot of stuff to show you this week. So, let's get right into it. So, this was one of the coolest releases of the week, but there's a few. Almost Famous. This is the 6 LP Super Deluxe box. This is essentially almost everything that was in the film music-wise, you know, because the soundtrack only had an assortment of the stuff from the movie. But this is 47 songs, 3.5 hours of music from the film, and they've included 18 memorable film dialogue quotes. Let's see, 5 unreleased recordings, Elton John's Tiny Dancer, there's some unique mixes that they did for the film. So the unique mix of Tiny Dancer, The Who's Amazing Journey Sparks, Neil Young's Cortez the Killer, and then this has like tchotchkes. You can see kind of in the side there. You've got the 3 gatefolds, and then you've got the book. So every single one of these that I got came with some damage. I don't like to send anything out with damage, but it's not serious. You can kind of see here. There's a corner ding. You know, it doesn't even get into the jacket of the record, but there's a little corner ding. They all have something similar to that. So I've given like 20% off, so it's like 35, 40 bucks off. I've got them listed on the website as Almost Famous Tour 73 damage corner, and it's discounted. The non-damage corners that I got, which were a few, I've already sold out of them in pre-orders, but I do have that available. Okay, so the new Blue Note classics. We've got Kenny Burrell's Midnight Blue, one of the greatest jazz albums of all time, and Grant Green's Idle Moments. I'm going to do a follow-up video on this conversation, but these things used to be you ordered what you ordered and they sent them. Blue Note is heavily allocating everything. I got almost the entire run of what I was supposed to get of these, but I don't have any extras. So if you're watching this video, I'm essentially doing you a service telling you it's this week if you didn't know already, but I don't have any of these to sell because there's just a shortage going on right now. There's more orders than vinyl coming out of these pressing plants. So this was a heavily allocated title. I will show you another title, and there's a reason for this, and I don't think very many people know this. Lee Morgan's The Complete Live at the Lighthouse. This is all analog, cut by Kevin Gray. What is this thing? LPs. So you've got 2, 4, 6. This is a 12-disc set. All analog, cut by Kevin Gray. I'm going to do an unboxing video on this. You'll probably see it later today. I'm going to film this, upload it, and then you'll probably see the unboxing video. So this, I ordered a ton of these. I got just enough to cover the pre-orders, but I have, again, no extras. I had 2 of them that came with ding corners, so if you're local, if you want to buy it and you don't mind a ding corner, come on in. I got one for you. But I was heavily allocated on this, and like more so than even normal. Looking at the box, I realized why, and this is something they didn't tell anybody. These are numbered, hand numbered to 2000. So if you have an opportunity to get this at this point, I would take it because these are going to be very difficult to get. You got to think, it's an audiophile box set, great Lee Morgan. You know, if you've heard, this is the Complete Lighthouse, but if you've heard I think it came out as a double maybe originally, you know, it's phenomenal performance. And apparently something that Kevin Gray doesn't normally do. I think he went back, maybe he did some work on the master tapes on this, maybe the multi-tracks, created new 2-channel mixes. I mean, this was more than your typical analog reissue that Kevin does. There's some information on the web about it, but he went all out, redid this, and yeah, includes 4 hours of previously unreleased music. So essentially what you're getting is you're getting 4 sets a night from July 10th through 12th. So you're getting pretty much everything he did. Yeah, everything he did at the Lighthouse. So you've got 4 shows on the 10th, 11th, and 12th. So what is that? 12 separate shows? Actually, I misspoke. It looks like the analog transfers were done from the half-inch 4-track reels by Steve Genowick at Capitol Studios, and then I think it made its way over to Kevin Gray. But I remember Kevin Gray doing an interview talking about how it was a little more in-depth than that. But yeah, 2,000 of these, super, super limited. That is going to be popular, and that is going to be very difficult to get. It does say first pressing is limited to 2,000, but I can tell you right now, if they even decide to do a second pressing of that, man, box sets are really, really time consuming. These labels do not, you got to think, just to release this one SKU, it's 12 discs. You know, you can release this one SKU and it's 1 disc. So they're very, very resource intensive. So these labels do not like to, you know, right now everybody has to allocate resources. And if you have X amount of pressing time at a plant, you're not going to clog it up with a box set. So, you know, if they ever do a second pressing, that's going to be a while out, I would imagine. All right, so there's a lot of stuff here this week, but let's keep moving. Franz Ferdinand. You could have it so much better. Devo, Hardcore Devo Live. This is a transparent red disc with an opaque yellow disc. I feel like I showed you some of this stuff, but I do not know. AGR, OK Orchestra. This is the exclusive orange colored vinyl. I think this is a reissue of Jungle. Loving in Stereo, because this has been out in the past, and I want to say in the past it was maybe a gold foiled cover. Might have showed this last week. This is the United States versus Billie Holiday. This is a Hulu original film soundtrack. Here's a doozy. So Chasing the Dragon is an audiophile label out of Europe. They primarily specialize in classical music. We have, this is a Bach cello suites, complete with piano accompaniment for the 3rd suite. This is a 5 LP box set and a 32-page book. Excellently done. Chasing the Dragon is, I mean, sound-wise, it's absolutely phenomenal. They do killer. It's an audiophile label, but they're doing the recording as well. So sounds phenomenal, but this is not cheap. This box set's close to $700. Really nicely done. Everything they have is super limited. Maybe I saw online that they're, you know, maybe they do a couple hundred, 300, 400, 500 of these at the most. These aren't done in great quantity. Shannon and the Clams, Year of the Spider. This is the indie retail exclusive on Midnight Wine Vinyl. I'm probably going to go see them coming up. They're playing at a local venue here called the Crescent Ballroom, which is a great venue. They had an album on Sub Pop that I dug, so I'll probably, I might go see that show. I haven't done a show in a year and a half, so. Olivia Rodrigo, Sour. Here's kind of a sleeper title that I wasn't expecting. This is A Boy Named Charlie Brown, the Vince Guaraldi Trio. This is the baseball card edition. Comes with a set of 8 baseball cards featuring the Peanuts characters. Then it includes Linus and Lucy, the Charlie Brown theme, but at the very bottom, it's all analog, cut by Kevin Gray from the original stereo tapes at Coherent Audio. So we've got an album that is extremely desirable, extremely difficult to get an original of as a audiophile pressing. So that'll be sold out very quickly. The Kinks, Give the People What They Want by Friday Music. So a lot of you guys know I'm releasing a record with my buddy John Dixon here, the Wild Times. He just did a single This is Al Reed doing Funky Funky Curfew. Al Reed and the Pipers. This was an unreleased 7-inch single. Or excuse me, this is an unreleased track. I think it came off an acetate or a reel-to-reel that was newly discovered, but you've got Funky Funky Curfew, an unreleased, great, great soul tune, killer track. I played it in this store quite a few times. And then on the back, you've got the Soul Blenders, Funky Nightclub. I believe that was released on maybe a Numero comp or something in the past, but pretty cool. Funky Curfew. If you guys don't know, Ramco was kind of a legendary label in Arizona. One of the cool things about this is Ramco never actually had a picture sleeve. So he created a Ramco, what would have been more than likely what the Ramco sleeve would look like. He created this Ramco picture sleeve. I tried putting a clip for you guys up on the website. Didn't work out too well. Maybe I'll give it another try here tonight when I go home. But really, really killer, unreleased Arizona soul track. Also in 7 inches, super limited. This is the reissue of Radio Free Europe, the original recording. They did a reissue of this as their maybe 40-year anniversary reissue. Sold out of them right away, but I got a handful, maybe a dozen more of these things, and then they're done. Joji Ballads 1. I think this is the last of the Bob Mould box set. This is the live, Distortion Live. What's cool about these Bob Mould box sets is I think there's 4 of them. You can look on the website. I probably have most of them. These are the indie store exclusives, and every one of them, I believe, I'm almost positive, is autographed. There's an autograph, yeah, exclusive screen print, hand signed by Bob Mould. So every one of these box sets is autographed. But yeah, this is the last box set. Okay, I got a lot more new releases, but I also got a restock from Org, Soul Brothers, Milt Jackson and Ray Charles. This has been selling really well. Dynamite title, all analog, cut by Bernie Grunman, pressed at Palace. Good record, sounds great. I wanted to show you guys this. I get phone calls all the time that, and you guys, I'm sure this has happened to everybody. If you're a vinyl guy, this is super common. This record is defective. The hole is too small. It won't fit on my turntable. Turntables vary. Not every hole is the same size. This is a Reamer, so it's a pretty harsh sound, but this is like a must-have. If you guys have had this problem, I wanted to show you guys this because this is something you should totally own. I have one of these sitting next to every turntable I have. So all this does is actually takes the thinnest amount of the inside of the spindle hole and shaves it out. Comes in this little magnetic latch, super small. You pop this off. This is a little cover. And all you do is you pop this in the hole and you turn it. You put it, and then you're good to go. It's perfect. I mean, an absolute must have. I think this company is the only one that does it. It's called Stable. But, it doesn't damage any of your records. I don't care. I would do this with the $10,000 record. I mean, Columbo with a microscope couldn't tell if a record has been shaved with this. This is an absolute must have. I think they're $40, but I got some of those to carry in the store because that's going to fix a lot of people's problems. All right, back in print. Herbie Hancock's Headhunters. This is the 45 RPM version featured on my top 10 in-print jazz records you should own. This is an amazing title. Sounds absolutely killer. Stevie Ray Vaughn's Soul to Soul. This is the 45 RPM cut version of this. I've also got a restock of Ted Nugent's self-titled. This is the 33 RPM. All these, all analog, cut from the original master tape. Stevie Ray Vaughn's In Step. This is the 33 RPM version. A lot of these came 33 and 45, so that's kind of why I mentioned it to you. Nat King Cole's The Very Thought of You. I think these Nat King Coles are actually really close to going out. These are kind of long in the tooth. I don't think these are going to be around much longer. Bill Evans at the Montreux Jazz Festival. This again comes 33 and 45. This is a restock of the 45 RPM version. And one of my favorite Analog Productions titles, just because it's musically great, sounds good. The Best of Sam Cooke. All right, we've got some more new arrivals here. Actually, a bulk of them are behind here. Jade Bird, Different Kinds of Light. Jack Russell's Great White, Great Zeppelin 2, a tribute to Led Zeppelin. So yeah, essentially Jack Russell's doing Led Zeppelin 2, and this is pressed on silver vinyl. Simulation only, according to the hype sticker. I think this, yeah, this is silver vinyl, chromes, Scarapi. Sure, I butchered that up a little bit. You guys can complain in the comment section. On silver vinyl. Kansas, Audio Visions. This is a Friday Music repress. Martina Mcbride's Greatest Hits, the RCA years. Let's see, double vinyl set featuring Independence Day. This one's for the girls and Concrete Angel. I do not know any of those songs, but there you go. This is going to be super, super hot. The New Killers. This is another title that was heavily allocated. I do not know why. On a side note as well, the new Lord album is coming out, but that's another title that Universal is not shipping to arrive to any stores until Friday, so I don't actually have it to show you. Claro's Immunity. Okay, this might be one of the biggest releases of the week. Typo Negative, Slow, Deep, and Hard. This is a limited, I want to say maybe a green vinyl variant. This is a limited edition from Runout Groove. As you know, with the Typo Negative stuff, they do not have anything in their catalog in print, and they typically do these small little tiny pressings. I want to say the last pressing of this, even though it was a reissue, came out a few years ago, is still a $100 record. It's almost like they like to keep things in that catalog pricey, but yeah, got the newest pressing of that. So another side of John Coltrane. This is essentially kind of a comp of him. I think he's doing sideman stuff here. So yeah, with Tad Dameron, Sonny Rollins, Art Taylor, Thelonious Monk. Kind of like a best of John Coltrane and the sideman, you know, as a sideman. Doing stuff with Miles Davis. All the stuff on here is killer. Should be a really, you know, good listen if you're kind of new to Coltrane and you kind of want to get a dabble of what it's, you know, what he was like. But if you're a guy who has all of those albums, you know, it's not something you're going to need. Eric Clapton, self-titled. This is a new release in print. Switchfoot. And I do not know why I saved this all the way for the end, but The New Son of Schmielson by Mobile Fidelity. This is not going to stick around for long, but this is not a limited title. I think from now on, the non-one steps and non-super vinyl, the standard pressings are no longer going to be limited to a certain number. But I still have these, but that doesn't stop it from selling out and you have to wait 6 months to a year to get it. But I listened to it earlier, just passing, so I don't want to tell you too much, but it sounded good. Spaceman, great track, good album. Oh my God, like, now, you see, you know this is 2021 because in no other year would I ever be showing you the Sound of Music as a reissue. Because this was, for the longest time, not even a dollar record. This was a throw it in the trash record because there were so many of them and nobody would even give you $1 for it. Then it turned into a dollar record. And now a clean copy of this, it's like a bin record now. So yeah, 2021, where everything's expensive. And Sierra Farrell, long time coming. This is a indie vinyl exclusive olive green, limited to 1,000. And last but not least, the Trey Anastasio Band, recorded live on the 2020 Winter Tour. God, who was doing winter tours in 2020? I guess he was. Burn It Down is the name of the album, triple disc. I saw him in the 90s. He did pretty much a lot of covers, but man, he did some killer Hendrix stuff from what I remember. But yeah, that is it, guys. All this stuff is available online at our website at www.theingroove.com. Until next time.